These are the things I don't speak about much. Roughly, a little over 2 years ago, I was a different person than I am today. I was involved in criminal lifestyles. I always heard a voice, and this voice told me, "You're not a man unless you make more money. Nobody loves you. Everybody uses you." These voices would fuel me. It would drive me into anger. It would help me go further into this criminal lifestyle. I began to listen to these voices. As the world would say, listen to your heart. But what does that mean when your heart is consumed in darkness? A little while longer, these voices, which I once called my friends, they began to turn on me, telling me to kill myself because life is empty, hopeless, and it will never be better. So one day, I gave into that voice, and when I came into agreement, I heard another voice which I have not heard before, and it told me to pray. So I called my mom and I asked her to pray for me. She called a pastor who prayed for me on the phone. And when I hung up, a voice began speaking out of my own mouth, telling me it's sorry, that it would be a better person, and that not to find God. So the next day, I drove to my mom's house, and the pastor came and he met me there. And when they both began to pray over me, I fell into my seat and I witnessed with my own ears these voices begin to roar out of me like wild beasts. And as this was happening, I seen a bright light. I felt a joy, a peace, a happiness, a love which I have never felt in my life. But I knew in my spirit that this was God. And as this was happening, that voice that I heard, it told me to pray. It came back as a still small whisper, and it said to me, "Son, I exist." When I came to, I was radically reborn. I was no longer that person who I was 5 minutes ago. It's like half of me left. Something that was in me was no longer there. I no longer had that anger, that hate, that drive, that fuel to do criminal things anymore. I was a different person, but I had a new fire, a unction, a desire, a urgency to tell people that there is a God and he knows you. He's calling your name. This this divine being, he's seen everything I did. He knew how wicked I was, the evil things I have done, all the wretchedness that I lived by. And still, when I was on a one-way trip to hell, he reached out. He who knew me in my mother's womb, he called my name and he saved me. And this divine being, this God, he has a name and he's calling on all of our names. And his name is Jesus Christ.